This episode is brought to you by Galveston Pepper Company, 3J Sports. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Ding ding.
What's going on, guys? We got the Astros. Got Loperfido on the screen here, looking, making a great play there. It's been a second since we've talked about them, but before we jump into the last games and the progress of the Astros, catch us May 11th in Galveston. We got the Galveston Hot Sauce Festival going on from 2 to 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. We'll double check on those times. But what is it, John?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. So, yeah, check us out there. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff, but we'll touch base on that at the end. But let's jump into it, guys. So the Astros, winning a few, losing a few. At least we're not in last place in our division.
Right?
We're making progress. Houston, you're our lonely hope. With this episode rolling, we did have the May the Fourth be with you going on. So this is our Star Wars episode. So may the Force be with everyone for 3J Sports. But all right, John, how you feeling about the Astros up today, man? With the wins, the losses, and everything going on.
I am not your father. No, it's one of those things, man. It's just one of the things where, it was collapsing, and we won a few games in a row, so it's feeling kind of like, what's our record?
12-22.
12-22. Yeah, so we're about 500 of the losing side. Here's my thing: get it back by the All-Star break to 500, and then we have a good enough team to actually win some games in a row. Am I happy about it? No, it sucks. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm not jumping ship right now. I think if we get to 500 by the All-Star break, I feel good. Our chances to be able to make a move in the last 80 games of the season or whatever it is.
Yeah, long way to go.
Yeah. So at least we're not 6 and what we were.
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
I mean, we're I think some of the things are starting to turn. We just need people to hit better, and we got Loperfido coming up. I mean, he's done pretty decent already in there, and we need Bregman just to hit better. I mean, his average isn't
contract year
very well, but doing very well. But and Abreu, see you later. We haven't even this is the first time visiting that since all that went down. But
hanging by the
how you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. It's like I said, a long season. So a little stat I heard today, make you feel a little better about our record. So 2019 Nationals, World Series winners, obviously, right? 19-31 was their record through 50 games.
Let me write that down.
19-31. So, if we go 7-9, our next 16 will have the same record as them. It's like, so there's still plenty of hope. Verlander's back. We're making some moves. Loperfido's hidden. Singleton's, hey man, that's awesome. Would make a career, come back again. So full circle. He was with us as a big prospect for the Phillies. So yeah, I mean, the sky isn't falling. Bullpen definitely has to figure something out. Like, the Hater was lights out, and then all of a sudden, maybe he likes our food too much. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But let's see, 8 blown saves this year, not by him, but just by everybody.
God.
The whole bullpen, 8 blown saves. Let's see, offense. Over the weekend, we had 13 3-and-outs. So nobody on base, nothing. It's stagnant right now. But man, look, Singleton, that's a bonus. Altuve's batting 343, Pena's batting 323, Loperfido, Tucker, Diaz. There's bright spots. There's bright spots in pitching too. Blanco, Javier, nobody's talking about what he's doing. 1.54 ERA. Verlander's back, like I said. So it's a long season. We got to get it going though. It's got to start pretty soon. So
yeah, and I will say this bright spot too is Altuve. I'm pretty sure he's off to. I saw some stats. I can't remember. It was average home runs maybe I think RBIs was in there, and maybe like OPS or some other stat.
Yeah.
But he's off to his best start in his career.
Yeah.
As numbers wise, for sure.
I mean, he's having a great year. You know, he's doing what Altuve does. You know, plus
Yeah,
his
so it's like
his
that's
average is
like,
up what it used to be. You know, his average is back where it used to be with the batting titles.
right. Yeah.
What you got?
Yeah, I just think we'll get stuff going. You know, like it has to come together. I think we're too good of a team to keep performing like this, and it could be worse. You know,
For sure. And Alvarez will wake up. He's not having a bad season, but for Alvarez, you know, we expect everything from him, right? So he's not playing up to his standards, but you know, he's a sleeping giant. And then
sure.
you know, Tucker's still doing his thing. Like he's quietly having a really good season too.
Yeah.
So, and we're getting offense from catchers. We're just not getting timely offense, and our bullpen is just struggling. I mean, Verlander being back is big. You know, that gives us a 1-2-3. And I mean, Framber's having an okay year, but I don't know. There's just once we're past All-Star break and we're still playing like this, then all right, Chicken Little, sky is falling. But we're good.
Yeah, and here's the thing I thought of the other day. In my own head, I had a little reference to was the 2005 Astros. So you had Roger Clemens, Andy Pettit, Roy Oswalt. I think was Wandy. I know. I don't know who the whole rotation was throughout the season, but you had Brandon Backey in there, right? And
Galveston.
And have the pleasure to met him a couple times, got autographed and such. Nice guy. But so I look at it this way. I look at this reminds me kind of that team where the expectations are so high and you're just not producing. And what I thought about that season was because I went to a lot of the games because I bought that package because the tickets were so cheap for like weekday games. The run support wasn't, you know, Clemens was throwing a 5-hitter, maybe 1-2 run game. And our bats were not like, it was never synchronized, you know.
Right.
It'd be like, oh, our starter gives up 8 runs and we score 14. And then it was like Pettit gives up 1 run whatever. We score 1 run or something like that. Right. So it makes you think of that kind of team where it's like, it's just like we're too good to not get it figured out. And we made a huge run that the second half of the season to make the playoffs when it was expected. So I think everything will fall into place. Yeah. And like Jeremy said, if by All-Star break,
it's only 6.5 games back.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
and what are we? How many games back?
6.5.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. So it's tough. It's tough to watch these games, but hey, let's like be realistic. And I'm not saying we're good, but we're not.
Yeah, I see a whole lot of people jumping ship and freaking out. That's the one thing, and blaming Espada and Jim
those aren't
Crane and all this,
true fans,
and saying all that stuff, man. I've seen this saying that Bagwell's influence and is it Dana Brown in his ear making the calls and stuff. But I think that it's just a matter of time. It just needs to progress, and I think the guys just need to hit who needs to hit. We expect you to get hits. Breggy, you're a big guy that we're all of our eyes are on you, and you're scoped out right now. But Yoner's in there doing his thing
for sure.
And comparing him to Maldonado.
Yeah,
Maldonado's been crap in the bed right now.
Right.
And man, I look back. Abreu was hitting a .099 batting average.
Yep.
Insane. And Maldonado's only hitting a 100.
Yeah.
So you already know in Chicago they're giving him all kinds of crap.
But at least Abreu's one of those things where it's like, can he get any worse? I think he's in his own head now. Has to be.
I mean,
he's 78 at bats.
There's no way you go for MVP I mean, unless they figured you out or something. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it's that too. Plus some players when they get a little older, like I mean, baseball is reflex is timing, timing, timing. So if a little bit's off, if there's a little bit of extra little in your elbow, like that's all it takes, to strike out. So, hey, he said, hey, can I go to the beach and hang out for a little bit, work on my swing? I said, yeah, go ahead, that's cool.
Well, I do like the fact that he, it's one of those things where it's probably national news that our starting freaking first baseman is down to rookie ball, right?
Yeah, they shut him all the way down.
Okay, so that's yes, is that embarrassing as an organization, in my opinion, to be like, this guy you're paying this much money, But here's the thing too, I like the fact that you haven't heard any news or anybody talking crap out of his camp.
No.
It seems like he's getting paid anyways.
Yeah, he's going to the bank every day. He's good.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But it's got to be still humbling to I kind of feel for the guy for taking that and trying to go work on it.
Don't feel bad for Abreu because he's making
$35
million still.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just saying I like the fact that he's not a player that is going to come out and be a Odell Beckham or somebody who's going to complain about your production's down, but you still should be
right.
Yeah.
He's not making headlines, so.
I mean, they were about to designate him for assignment, I'm pretty sure. So it's kind of like it saves space a little bit also. If he's like, hey, give me one more chance. Let me go work on my stuff. Let me get out of my head or whatever it is. Because they were about to just cut him and pay him.
Yeah.
Of course, in baseball, it's not like football. You're not cut. You're not on the team, but you're still making all that money. But yeah, I mean, maybe he'll get. Who knows? Maybe he'll get it right. But I mean, Singleton, that's awesome. Like I said, that's a great story. Like I'm rooting for the guy for sure. So
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of players who are top prospects when they're young, it's hard for them to get it going again because all that they've been the guy their whole life, and then they just struggle, and they end up leaving the game.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what was the guy for the Rangers back in the day? Number one pick, power hitter.
Josh Hamilton.
Yes,
Hamilton?
yes, his story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was top pick, and then so who knows, man? Maybe we got our own Hamilton.
Well, I mean, I think Brady's more of a veteran, so I'm not like
yeah.
No, I was talking about that. I mean, Singleton, no, not a Abreu.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Here's that article off of Sports Map, but it was talking about how USA Today was mentioning Dusty, how he wasn't able to. The reason he left was backlash from. Well, not backlash, just he wasn't able to handle the analytics and the downside of the negative comments towards him. What do y'all think about that kind of bull malarkey, man?
I mean, he's old school, man. He's like, I don't want to see no damn numbers.
Go ahead, Jeremy. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, yeah, I mean, I look at it just like the guy has been a success. He's been successful everywhere he's went, right?
Yeah.
And you could boil all these things down to when he was our manager. We could have won 3 World Series with him, right?
Yeah.
If it wasn't for a missed call by the umpire that we all know was a missed call, it comes down to like very few plays where it's like, okay, he was the guy that put us in that position to be there. Yeah. And now you're like, oh, analytics, and we're not winning games. It's just field for me. I love Dusty Baker. I mean,
he's a great coach. Yeah.
I remember watching.
Players got to play. Exactly.
Yeah, they got to play.
Players got to play. When they're on the field, they got to play ball, man.
It's like you can't overanalyze everything to this guy. I mean, baseball is so many averages and all this kind of stuff. It's like I'd rather have a manager who has a better feel for the game than just going by like, oh, what's our chart? Okay, it's this and this. Okay, we should do this. Like, that's just fantasy world. Yeah. I understand there is some place for it, but I'd rather the person who who's been in the game for 50 years and was best friends with Willie Mays, to give their opinion about baseball and coach baseball too. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's a bunch of questions during the regular season. It was like, Bregman should move him down. He's not hitting good. This and that. I mean, the fact of the matter is we made it to 3 World Series. 3 World Series with him. We won 1, lost 2, unfortunately. But we made the World Series 3 times with him as our manager. So,
Right.
he's able to manage a great roster to get us there.
He helped get us to the dance. We just had 2 left shoes on.
That's it. That's it. Well, Hader, he's been having to finish up these games, and he hasn't done very well for us, in my opinion. I mean, how many
No, everybody's
misses has he
opinion.
had? I mean, geez, it's just been every time I look, I'm like, there, just another one, So I don't know what the deal is because I thought when all the pitching would get healthy, it would be getting a little bit more wins, which I see the shift, but
Yeah.
not as much as that I'm wanting to see, So
I mean,
hopefully
he's
we
never
can
struggled
get
like
some more
this.
wins here.
Yeah, he's never struggled like this. Like, that's crazy.
Do y'all think we should have got Snell? Because that was big conversation there, talking. But a lot of the hate is Snell doesn't last. I mean, he's obviously a Cy Young winner and all that, but his distance in the game, how many innings and is he worth that type of money? How do you
Right.
feel about that, Jeremy?
I mean, it's easy to do hindsight and say, yeah, we should have got him because our pitching was a problem, but he was kind of holding us hostage with the kind of money he wanted. So I don't
What was he
know. Like,
asking? Do you remember how much he was asking for?
it was a lot. I just can't remember the exact numbers, but I mean, everybody's making a bunch. I mean, it's just, yeah, he's a Cy Young winner, but I think we're good. Like, we're definitely going to make moves. If we don't go on a serious win streak, we're going to be buyers to trade deadline. Like, we're going to make some moves happen. So we're going to have more pitching. So I'm not too worried about Snell, honestly. I don't even know his numbers this year though.
Yeah, he
So
was asking for a $60 million contract,
for like 2 years, right?
something like that. Yeah, about
Yeah,
that.
he went
$30
$30 million a
million a
year.
year.
Which,
Yeah,
I mean, here's my thing. He's going to get that from somebody,
yeah,
right?
he did. Yeah, I think he did.
So it's like, I mean, if you're not worried, if you're like, I'm not saying your true passion isn't to win a World Series and just make money and be maybe competitive, be like, oh, yeah, this team may have a chance to win. So obviously it's a win-win. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't win, you're still sitting on $30 million a year. Yeah.
Yeah, because Snell's with the Giants,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he hasn't been doing, from my understanding, nothing. I mean,
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm more focused on the Astros, of course, because we're just, it's more like, hey, just focus on our game. Let's see if we get some more wins here, get through these games, and we'll see some progress as the season goes on.
I mean, more to the point though, the starters are okay. Like, I'm thinking about it in my head: Verlander, Javier, Blanco, Fromber.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
our starters aren't the problem. Like, yeah, we can pitch better and all that, but like I said, Blanco, Javier, we got Verlander back. It's the bullpen. It's the bullpen.
No, for sure.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, I think offensive production as well should be in there.
Yep, for sure.
I mean, it's a
they
bunch
just
of
gotta put the bat on the
factors.
ball and get the. I mean, we've had so many
All I
times
know
that
is
I've seen, runners left on base as well.
yeah. All I know is, you can say what you want to say, and I listened to it was one of those sports networks that's on the radios these days that aren't very good, but they were basically saying that the majority of true Astros fans were glad to see Dusty Baker go. Like, he wasn't affected. Like, oh, it's okay. So it's funny. Like, Dusty Baker, 5 seasons, 3 World Series appearances, 1 win.
Comment. Any fans listening?
Yeah, comment on that because it was kind of split down the middle when they actually
what was the question again, John?
Just basically, it was a question of like everybody loves Dusty Baker, but they think it was time for him to go. Like, basically just like was it like he was in effect like he's the good old skipper who draws the team together, but his time ran out. And they were basically saying their prediction before taking a poll, which I don't know what the actual poll was, results, was that, yeah, most real Astros fans were glad to see Dusty Baker go. Like, and I'm like, okay, I don't get that.
I was indifferent to it. Honestly, you know what I'd really like? AJ Hinch, man, I loved you. I never wanted to see you in the first place. None of that. That whole setup, then.
No,
It was a beautiful setup, and hey, we've continued to win, so that's a good part of it, being an Astros fan. So I have faith in Jim Crane and the plan that they got set, and it just takes a little bit of time. Just trust the process, Astros fans. Trust the process. Not to quote Embiid, but seriously, just trust the process. Trust these guys to get the game done and get the pitchers, get them healthy, and get some wins. Get Verlander in there doing his thing, and Hader tighten it up. Breggy, tighten it up. Get some hits, get some runs, get some wins.
Yeah, I think everybody just got, like you're talking about earlier about like other fans and people or fans, leaving and jumping boat. It's the people who have been fans these past 7 years.
Right.
It's the ones that weren't in the bad years, the rough years. For all of us who've been fans for a while and been around, like we're not going to get the World Series. I'm not saying we don't this year, but we're not going to be the greatest team every year. We've been rock solid.
We've only been in it the last 7 years.
We're a dynasty. Yeah, we're a dynasty. But the people who are new, say new, like since we've been winning, they're the ones jumping ship because it's not cool to be an Astros fan right now. And I don't know. I feel
unless you're winning the World Series every year, it ain't cool to be Astros fans.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it's just they just like putting on the jersey and wearing the stuff and whatever. Like everyone's like, oh, it's a fan's a fan, but I just don't buy into that. Like either you ride with us or you don't. So like if you're off the ship, I'm not throwing you a floaty.
Exactly. And here's the thing too. These are the people who I'm gonna sound off real quick because it pisses me the frick off. It's like these people who jump ship, want to talk crap about the Astros. Like, were you there during the 90s when we should have been? We kept facing the Braves. We had great teams. Were you there then? Like, pretty sure not. Like, you're a glorified fan who's been selfish. It's like kind of like a Patriots fan or a Colts fan. Where it's like you win every year, so it's like must be easy to be Astros fan. And then when there's any adversity, you like want to start talking crap. It's like you don't know the freaking history. Like you don't know what went down. Like how many?
You don't know because you weren't there, man.
Because you weren't
there.
I remember, playing the Braves. We freaking lost the Braves. We won our freaking division every year, late 90s, and always lost to the Braves, except for the 1 year we lost to the Padres, and they ended up making the World Series, and they were like the last seed.
My mom used to buy tickets.
So,
it's always the Braves games.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, be a supporter, man. Like, you're lucky to see this happen. Like, don't take it for granted. Don't, expect wins. Don't be those fans. Like, be in it for the in it.
Don't be those guys.
I'm just saying, man. It pisses me off. Like, these fake-ass fans.
Be a real fan. Go Stros. Hey, I love the passion, John. I love the passion. I love it. I love it. Well, shoot, that was a great episode. Let's jump on over to this. Before we wrap things up here at 3J Sports, we're going to be, like I said, Galveston Island. Like Jeremy said, he may not throw you a floaty, but we'll be down there in Galveston Island with the Hot Sauce Festival.
Yep.
Hosting also and sponsoring the pepper eating contest. It'll be the most habaneros in 2 minutes. I don't know who is going to be willing
Muy caliente.
to put themselves through that agony. But we'll be there to hand them the trophy. It'll be good. Can't wait to get down there. As you can see right there on Market Street, next to Macio's and all that good jazz. And we'll be down there. And come see us if you are, man. It'll be on Saturday, May 11th. 2 to 8 p.m. We're just going to be hanging out, doing some live streaming through Facebook, trying to see if we can get some episode on YouTube as well. Either way, we'll be posting about it.
Yeah, we're just out there to I think we're out there to have a good time. Like Jared said, just chilling, do some live stream maybe. But hey, come see us. We're gonna be right next to Galveston Island Pepper Company. And just cross promoting, like Jared says, sponsoring the contests. We're probably
Pretty
playing
awesome.
some old school Ace Town jams.
That's it.
Representing. Just a good time. So definitely come
That's
to see
it.
us.
Well, hey, as always, Real Houston Sports Talk. This is 3J Sports. We're out.